What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Daisuke Kurosawa. Yes, indeed, Daisuke Kurosawa fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from SCL, and SCL wanted to see me react to this. It is Daisuke Kurosawa with a tune called Dragon Burst. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, this sounds familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Daisuke Kurosawa, no surprise there, and the video has 2,800 views. Well, there you go. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Daisuke Kurosawa, Dragon Burst, 2014, May 25th, 2014, live at Kyoto. Cool, and not sure what that says. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Guitar solo all the time. This sounds like something that would come off of, I mean, okay, fine, I'm just gonna say it. This sounds like something that would come off of John Petrucci's solo album. Like it has a lot of the Dream Theater flavor, but heavier. Like, this sounds like something that could have been, if Dream Theater were to take this song, it would have been on, let's see, what would be the heaviest album I've heard from them? Train of Thought. I could see a song like this appearing on Train of Thought. It's got the thickness, it's got the fullness, it's got the heaviness, but it still has a lot of the prog tendencies. The usage of 7/8, going into that 1/7/8 section, staying there for a little bit before transitioning back into 4/4 again. I like that. And I think the main reason I like it is they didn't they didn't cut the stay short. They had it come in and it stayed on that 7/8 for what was it? Was it 16 measures? Maybe it was just 8. It might have just been 8 measures of 7/8, but it sounded really good. I mean, it was okay. It was long enough that I was able to find the groove, establish the groove, and get into the groove. It gave me enough time and then some. So I'm not mad at it whatsoever. I thought it was very well done, very tastefully done to boot. The playing by all 4 musicians, very clean. I said the exact same thing in my last reaction to these guys. These guys, they clearly know how to play. I'm watching the bass player doing the doing the galloping, diddle it with the 3, the ring, middle, and index finger, diddle it. I'm seeing him do that very cleanly, by the way. Good technique. I'm watching the guitar player using proper picking technique. I'm watching the drummer just staying relaxed and in the pocket, never getting too tense. Keyboardist is very relaxed. I mean, he's just kind of back there, kind of looking a little bit like he's on autopilot. Like, I wonder if his body's just kind of playing while he's thinking about, whatever his plans are for the weekend or whatever. Because he doesn't look like he's 100% there. He looks like he's kind of thinking about other things while his hands are just naturally, taking over and playing on autopilot. I mean, that's all muscle memory. And I know a lot of people will criticize musicians like this who do practice so much that it does become automatic, and their argument is always the same. Well, it doesn't feel organic. Well, what do you mean it's not organic? They're literally standing in front of you playing live. It doesn't get any more organic than that. It doesn't matter if they're able to play the song by muscle memory alone, or if they have to sit there and watch, read the charts and, follow along with the sheet music. It doesn't matter. They're playing live in front of your face. It's not pre-recorded. It's not a lip sync job. So where these people get the idea of saying that it's not organic, I don't know. I do not understand those people at all. So, and if you're one of those people, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be offensive. I don't mean to offend you, but I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand how you can say that what we're watching is not organic.
Beats the hell out of me.
Anyway, let's get back into this, shall we? Guitar solo time. Halftime, great time feel. Actually, that's double time feel, I'm sorry. He's got the precision guitar sound going. With the stick twirls, yeah, show off. And backwards too. Nice. And back into the drive. I've only got 20 seconds left. Let's let it go. God. That's got old Dream Theater written all over it. That has got Train of Thought / Petrucci solo album / I think that to some extent, Six Degrees of Inner Turbulence. The first side, the first disc, like Glass Prison, The Great Debate, songs like that. It's got that thickness and fullness and heaviness too. In particular, the Glass Prison. So I mean, you can tell who the influences are with these guys, and I'm going to talk about that during the review. It's very obvious now. I wasn't 100% sure with the first reaction I did to these guys, but watching them play more, it's very obvious to me who their influences are. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Daisuke Kurosawa with a tune called Dragon Burst. This was a request from SCL. Okay, I'm just going to warn everybody, I'm probably going to sound a little bit like a broken record here because I'm going to say a lot of the same things that I said on my last reaction to these guys. So don't be surprised if you start, asking yourself, didn't I hear him say that before? Yes, 99% chances are you heard me say it before on the last video from these guys, my first reaction to these guys. So don't be shocked. However, I am going to make a couple of new points that came across me as I was listening to this song. So there's going to be some new commentary mixed in with a lot of the old. So anyway, let's get to it, shall we? Starting off with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.8. Yep. 8.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. First things first, an 8.8. What does that mean? Well, an 8.8 would translate to a great scale rating because overall, I think this was a great presentation. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A letter grade. Yeah, an A, not an A minus, an A. So there you go, an 8.8, great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Haha, so glad you asked. Okay, like I said before about these guys, very talented, very talented. They are very clearly know how to play their instruments and play them well. They clearly know their instruments like the back of their own hands, and are able to get pretty much whatever they want out of their instruments at any given point in time, okay? So the talent absolutely is there. The ability is absolutely there. The dedication and the work ethic to get to that level of musicianship. Obviously, they put in the time, okay? They have paid their dues when it comes to learning their instruments. They did everything they needed to do, and the results speak for themselves. All right. So no doubt whatsoever about their ability, their talent. They sound great. They do. Everything they played sounded very clean. The unison lines in particular very cleanly done, very accurately done. You know, that when it came to the songwriting, very much in that, in the later days of Dream Theater, you know, like I gave, for example, Train of Thought. Yeah, for sure that album. John Petrucci's solo album to some extent, when it comes to like the guitar tone and such. Maybe a little bit of 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, maybe disc 1, not disc 2, not the big long story. No, not that, not the concept album half, the other half where it was 5 tracks. You know, like in particular, Glass Prison really kind of gave me vibes of that. Yeah, I was like, yep, that feels right with that groove. But it sounded good. I really enjoyed the sound on this. And then to boot, everybody got a little chance to shine except for the bass player. Bass player didn't get a solo. I was kind of bummed about that. But the keyboardist got a solo. Drummer even got a solo, which was nice to see, along with the guitarist. And by doing that, it kind of sheds some light a little bit on some of their influences. For the guitar player, you definitely got Petrucci in there, without question. But along with Petrucci, and I guess this kind of goes hand in hand, I also heard a little bit of Eric Johnson, and I also heard a little bit of Alex Lifeson from Rush, which is, you know, kind of funny because I don't know if Eric Johnson is one of Petrucci's influences, but I know Alex Lifeson is. He has said so on several interviews. It's well documented that Alex Lifeson is one of his influences. I'm not sure about Eric Johnson, but I heard a little bit of Eric Johnson in there, just ever so slightly, but more Alex Lifeson though. But it was very much Petrucci heavy, his guitar playing. The keyboardist, okay, a little Jordan Rudess, yes, but I'm not a fan of this guy. I was getting more vibes of Derek Sherinian from him than I was Jordan Rudess. The way he was utilizing that the pitch, the pitch lever, that just screams Derek Sherinian. This Sherinian relies on those things so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jordan uses them, but not nearly as much as Sherinian did. Sherinian he would go overboard. One of my biggest gripes about him is he would go overboard with the pitch bar and with the pitch stick usage and the pitch wheels and whatever else he has, pedals and everything to, you know, make the pitch go crazy. I always felt it was a little over the top. Yeah, it just didn't sit well with me. But you could hear it. You could definitely hear the influence in this keyboards player. Kind of leaning toward both of those guys, more Derek than Jordan. The drumming, classic Mike Portnoy. Especially when I started doing the stick tricks with the backward spins against the forward motion. So here he is moving his hands downward like this, while at the same time spinning his sticks upwards like this. So it's a contrary motion. Mike's notorious for that. You watch him play, and you'll see him do it several times during the course of a show. But at the same time, mixing it up, you know, playing odd time signatures against the 4/4. Like when he was doing his drum solo, he went into like a 7/8 pattern where it actually clashed just ever so slightly against the 4/4, but he was able to count it out and make it work so that, you know, we came out of the 7/8. He was right there on the downbeat of 1 like with everybody else. So, you know, just stuff like that. Again, classic Mike Portnoy stuff. He definitely showed his colors there. The bass player, he's the one guy I haven't gotten a beat on yet. I want to say John Young. I want to say that, but nothing he did on this particular song really stuck out as being John Young-ish. I mean, I've seen a lot of bass players play what he was playing. So it's kind of hard to say. But overall, the musicianship on this, the songwriting on this, there was just enough complication and impressive playing to really, keep me vested and keep me interested. If I'm being honest, I would give the song and the songwriting and the musicianship, I would give that about 9.1. But I'm giving this an 8.8. What in the world happened there? Well, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you already know what I'm gonna say. So say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score, or it can hurt your score. And unfortunately, this is one of those situations where the live show absolutely hurt the score. And I know everyone's going to be screaming bloody murder right now. It's prog rock. You're right. It is prog rock. You're absolutely right. My same complaint exists for Dream Theater. My same complaint exists for Genesis. My same complaint exists for Rush. Rush is a little better at it than most other prog rock bands, but most prog rock bands, they have the exact same problem when it comes to the live shows. Okay, musically, they're outstanding. They're fantastic. They're amazing. Visually, they are about as entertaining as watching paint dry. So, unfortunately, the live show did hurt. And I know people's like, well, that's not fair. It's prog rock. Folks, life is not fair. But I have to keep the rules fair and equal across the board. I don't care if you're Rush. I don't care if you're Dream Theater. I don't care if you're Kiss. I don't care if you're Johnny Nobody and the Never Will Be's. I do not care who you are. I hold the same standard across the board for every single band. It's called consistency and being impartial. And if you don't like it, folks, I got a suggestion for you. There's the door. See your way out. Okay? So, let's talk about the live show. Stage presence. Okay, yeah. Well, sort of. Yeah. I mean, look. They're wearing t-shirts and jeans. They look like they could be roadies or students at a high school. I mean, it's hard to say that they look like performers. You know what I mean? But they were out on stage. There was some uniformity. Two of them were wearing the one shirt, and the other two were wearing another shirt. But their shirts were matching. So there is some uniformity there. So to some extent, I will give them the check for stage presence. It's a weak check, but it's still a check. Stage energy, none. Zilch, nada, did not exist. Nobody moved. Everybody had their feet planted. So yeah, unfortunately, no stage energy. Stage interaction, none. Zilch, nada, nope, none whatsoever. Unfortunately, we didn't have anybody on stage interacting with each other. They didn't even look at each other. So yeah, unfortunately, no interaction whatsoever. Crowd interaction. Did we have any crowd interaction? Nope. Zilch. None. Nada. Big fat goose egg. There was no interacting with the crowd whatsoever. As a matter of fact, for the most part, they didn't even look at the crowd. They were either too busy looking at their hands or looking at their shoes. I'm sorry, but the crowd at that point became a non-factor because they could have been playing to an empty house that they probably would not have even noticed or cared. At least that's how it looked. So that made the crowd, if I was in the crowd, that would make me feel kind of insignificant. So why am I here? And so no crowd interaction at all. Showmanship, none. Zilch, nada, zip, zero. Big fat goose egg. Yeah, unfortunately, there was no showmanship whatsoever. And production, get out of here. There was nothing on stage that showed production whatsoever. I don't even think the lights even changed. I think the lights literally stayed the same the entire time. So, yeah, unfortunately, and I know it's not fair, folks. I know it's not, but I gotta stay consistent. The live show did bring the score down from a 9.1 down to an 8.8. It wouldn't take much to fix it. It really wouldn't. Just how about this? Just start with picking up your feet and moving around a little bit. I'm not talking about running. I'm not talking about doing cartwheels. I'm not talking about jumping through hoops. My favorite to this day. I'm not talking about getting shot out of a cannon. I am just talking about picking your feet up and moving from one side of the stage to the other. That's it. That's all I need to see. Then I can give you stage energy. And while you're doing it, you're, Mr. Guitar Man or Mr. Bass Player, while you're doing it and you're passing by the other one, how about just interact with them a little bit? Maybe get shoulder to shoulder, play for a little bit, and then, move on to your spot. Then I can give you stage interaction. That's all I'm looking for, guys, is simple, easy, basic stuff. Doesn't require hardly any effort whatsoever. It just requires you to give it some thought and to actually care about your visual presentation as much as you care about your audio presentation. So interacting with the crowd is so easy. You hit a chord, boom, point to the crowd, boom, play again, another chord. Or if you don't have time to point to the crowd with your right hand, just hold onto your neck and point your neck out to the crowd while you play the next chord. Just do it with intent. Make it obvious that you meant to do it. And I could honestly count that as crowd interaction. I absolutely could. I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking that bands actually give a damn about their live audience that is there, paying their hard-earned money to support these guys or any other band for that matter in their endeavors to become professional musicians. They're there supporting you. The least you could do is acknowledge them. That'd be nice. And get them involved as much as you can in the live performance. Make them feel like they're important and make them feel like they're part of the show. So that's all I look for, guys. Seriously, that's all I look for in a live presentation. So 8.8, that's really more for the song than anything else. I mean, like I said, I would give the song on its own, I would give it about a 9.1. But unfortunately, the live show brought it down a bit. So we're still getting a great score of 8.8, though. So I don't think too many people are going to be complaining about that. I guess I'll have to wait and see in the comments how the comments go. This ought to be interesting now that I think about it. So in any case, 8.8, that's where we're at, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.8, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.